I would let people know how miserable I was in sobriety for many years without my best friend alcohol. I never really felt like I had a bottom, because when I came to that first AA meeting it was called Davidson Road in Nashville, they talked about a lot about the importance of a bottom, and I remember some of the old timers there was like, well, you saw the elevator going down and you got off at whatever floor. And I knew I kind of wasn't ready, but I was just trying to do the right thing at that time. And then it took me, I went back out after a couple months, just decided I'd overreacted. Maybe I wasn't really an alcoholic or wasn't really ready. And at that time, AA was really different too. I didn't have friends that were getting sober like I do now. Like some of my best friends in the music world now are calling me 20 years later, and people I never thought never would see sober. I just sat in a meeting in Nashville last week with one of my best friends from when I first moved to Nashville, a very successful producer in Nashville, and never thought I'd be sitting in a meeting with him. And I had this like massive God moment, sitting there with him. And it was beautiful to have that kind of confirmation. I wish we could have done that together when I started. It was lonely to do it by myself, and the people around me kind of looked at me like, oh, are you just being holier than thou? Or are you trying to like be better than us by getting sober? Like, now you got to be better than us by getting sober. It was like a competition thing or something. Just not a lot of support from my family, even though maybe they tried to be but didn't know how to be.
What year is this?
This is like well, the first time was 2003 probably, and then when I really did it for real, started on the real journey, I would say, was like 2010, and that was shortly after I got married to my wife now, Jane, who we've been married for 15 and a half years. And that was like the first time that I realized the jig was kind of up. But I was a pretty good negotiator, I guess, and I would let people know how miserable I was in sobriety for many years without my best friend alcohol. So I would tough it out for like a year. I'd tough it out for a year and a half, and then I'd go back out. And I made it about 6 years with a sponsor in Nashville, and like that was my longest stretch. And so my most recent sobriety date is June 21 of 2022, and I say most recent. I hope I can keep it, for forever. But I've learned a lot along the way, and I think as we've heard or as I've heard in some other meetings, it's like I look back on that time and I don't really see the relapses as bad. I try to look at the whole bigger picture of like, well, I was sober like most of that 20 years. I stayed out of a lot of trouble. I learned a lot of stuff. I did a lot of work. I wish it was continuous, but part of coming in early is that it's not easy to always get it, and I can hear judgment in the room sometimes from old timers that talk about relapse like it's not necessary or whatever. But then I say back to them, it's like, well, yeah, but you didn't come in till you were 60, bro. Like, I came in when I was 23. Try doing that. It's not easy mentally. At least it wasn't for me. I mean, I certainly admire long-term sobriety. I'm trying to work on it for myself, but I'm kind of more like the world record for sobriety is 24 hours a day, right?